Hello friends, hope you are doing well. So welcome back to the channel, and this is the part of our AWS Solution Architect Associate series. So in last video we discussed about the VPC introduction. Then we set up a private and public subnet, in which each subnet associate with each instance, like we can see in this particular diagram. So in last video, we summarize up to to connect by private instance, we have to connect with public subnet, and then we need to SSH from public to private instance. But in last video, we complete up to connection the SSH, but when we try to connect internet from the private subnet, it was not working. So let's continue with that thing. The scenario which I have created since last video, I have created two subnets, one public, one private, security group for each instance, ACL, root table, and internet gateway. So up to public subnet we have come. Now today we are again create the private instance under private subnet and attach this root table with NAT gateway. So now NAT gateway is kind of service where we can just attach that particular gateway to public subnet where we have already attached internet gateway. So when the NAT gateway is associated with the public subnet, that gateway having the internet, or we can say external connectivity. So that native gateway will associate with public subnet, but when we set up a root table for private subnet, we create a traffic rule for if any of the requests come for the external traffic, it should be navigate through NAT gateway. Okay, so let me just open the AWS console. So here you can see I have prepared a public subnet. Let me take SSH. Let me check the security group. Last time I include my own IP address, and IP address has been changed. So I need to see, this was my old IP. Let me check my IP. Let me connect again. It's working. So for security reason, I attach my IP address with the existing security group, and at that moment my IP address was different. So this machine is accessible from anywhere, I mean through the internet, and I can see the Google response is working fine. Now I'm creating one private instance under the private subnet. Let me name as a PVT private instance Ubuntu. I'm using let me check if any key is available with PEM, or else I will create a new one. EC2 instance PM is also there. EC2 instance. Now when we select the network, I'm just edit. change the tag VPC which we have already created last time. Here I am going to select private subnet, and for that public IP address, auto assign public IP address is already disabled. Let me select this existing security which we created last time, private security group, and I am launch the instance. So whenever you create the instance, it should be make sure that security group should be set up properly, or else you need to create manually. So once this instance being in ready state, we'll validate this by connect from the SSH using public IP address. Now we can see the private instance is running. This is the private IP address of the private instance. Since there is no public address, we need to access from public instance to private. So for that I need to copy this PEM file. I open the content of the PM file. Let me create a file. pvt.pem, or you can say key.pem or anything. Let me change the appearance. Any file you can say like instance.pem, and I'm paste the value. Now change the permission, chmod 0400 and instance.pm. Now SSH-i instance.pm. Let me copy the private IP of the private instance. As it is Ubuntu operating system, the default username should be Ubuntu. Yes. So now here we are able to connect with the machine using private IP address from the public instance. Now let me try to ping. So up to this scenario we have done on the last video. Now next step. So I'm navigate to VPC console and going to create a NAT gateway. Create a NAT gateway. Now I'm just click on NAT gateway. So here you can see the highly available managed network address translation service that instance private subnets can connect to service to other VPCs on premise or to internet. So NAT is only not restricted to have to provide the internet connectivity. Also you can provide the on-premise network or else other VPC or the internet. So let me name like tech VPC gateway. Select the subnet to which create a NAT gateway. So here make sure we are selecting the public subnet in which the internet connectivity already assigned, or we can say the internet gateway is already attached. So I am selecting the public subnet. Sometimes what happens, the people are trying to select the private subnet and then try to perform, so it's not working. So connectivity should be public. Now elastic IP allocation. So what is elastic IP? Elastic IP address is a static IP address which is associated with Amazon pool. So Amazon pool will allocate you a one elastic IP address. That elastic IP address is used by your NAT gateway. And elastic IP address is a external like the payable service. We need to pay additionally for to allocate the elastic IP address. So I'm just no IP address is found under this, so I'm allocating one IP. Here you can see one IP called 525437.148 is associated. Now next let me validate NAT gateway is still state in pending. Let's wait for some moment. Meantime, I'm just starting ping again from the private instance. It will take some time, like to associate the public IP address, and then it create with the NAT gateway. Meantime, we navigate to root table and create a root under private routing table, root, edit root 000 NAT gateway and this one. Yes, it's available. Now navigate to root table, private subnet, roots. Okay, now all the things happen. Now let me check the internet connectivity. Here we can see the internet connectivity is running now. Now I cannot access this machine from external, but the thing is that I can able to use internet connectivity from this. If I call ifconfig.me, I can see the elastic IP address is the public IP address associated with the NAT gateway, which is allocated to this private instance. So in any scenario of VPC, there should be three conditions: whether the internet public subnet, for example, there are three scenarios should be there. One instance with internet, with say public IP address, so that instance is covered under the internet gateway, and which we can take it the examples like web servers or any mail servers, etc. The private instance, where without internet, where system don't require any patch update or any internet connectivity, then we can provide a private instance without internet. And third one will be private instance with internet. So user can update the patches or download any patches or anything that he want. Okay, so in any of this corporate scenario, complex scenario, there should be three things: instance with internet, private instance without internet, or else public instance which is accessible from external. So in all the scenario, we have covered all the things. So this is the end of the VPC series. We still pending with the few topics called VPC peering and other things. So those things will cover after EC2. So our next topic will be EC2, ECC. So I will share the videos in such a series, so we can just conclude each and every part of the AWS solution architect consortium. So thank you very much. Kindly subscribe the channel and share your views.